Peace, peace, peace. Put this shirt on because I'm always Aries. Give me a moment. Why you peace and greetings to all. Give honor to source. Just a little brief message. I guess Aries want to be a part of it too. Man, this is just a brief message. I want to encourage. I guess it's more family or tribal oriented, more like a message to like, because I feel like well, where I'm at right now, got crumbs, but anywho, what was I getting to? Oh, I recently had, this is basically how I'm coming to this. Yeah, so when I say tribe, some people may reference, what you call it, family. But anywho, those of you that are aware, like, give it, let me start off. Okay, Aries. I want to say, hey, okay, anywho, give honor to ancestors known and unknown. A lot of this is so vital right now. We are in some major shifts. Not to mention coming out of Libra season and now coming into we about the Scorpio season, which has a lot to do with a lot of things hidden being purged, a lot of things dealing with what I mean by that is it's internal, but it's also external. So these moments are so vital. A lot of things, every moment is vital. Every person being in your life that has came there is vital. A lot of us is shifting the mindset consciously. A lot of things is happening so beautifully to where, how could I say this? Because I want to see what I really want to talk about, discuss. Definitely the tribal thing. A lot of us that have come here, I really do feel like a lot. It's like, imagine, how could I say this? Everyone's in their own world. Okay, it's weird, but this is what the cat does when it wants to go outside. Ain't that some... I guess everyone is going through something. Okay, I'm gonna open the door because I'm... Okay, go ahead. Go ahead out because I'm not holding this door. Anywho. Oh, I looked up, saw the moon, beautiful. But anywho, let me get to this. As you can see, I'm not the only one going through something, but the cat is as well. Everyone. So again, there was something recently, and I realized it's like, how was I going to get to this? Everyone has their own. Now, you have your own awareness. I have my own awareness in a sense of like, I feel that, and you probably have heard this before, but I really feel in my mind, body, and spirit that we all, if we're made in the image of the Creator, God, or however you call your higher power, we're all having this experience through the eyes. Like from my lens, from my eyes looking out, we're having the experience from the Creator. So that's how I really have gotten to a place of peace and serenity and harmony in my life. It's when I realized that whether someone speaks their truth, whether anything is true about what they said, whether their opinion or whatever synopsis, whatever solution they have come up with, what amazes me is how we already have our solutions. We've already been given the gifts. We've already been given the tools, the natural abilities, whatever you want to call it, to literally, as co-creators, as whatever you want to call it, spiritual being having human experience, we are naturally here to already do what we're called to do. And what amazes me about all of this is, it's like the more I become so in tune and aware of myself, I always remember the quote where this elder said, the greatest knowledge on earth is the knowledge of self. Now, for you that don't know what that means, it's like saying that no one knows you better than you. That being said, from your own experiences, you gain your own knowledge and wisdom from that experience, beginning from a child up to this very moment. So the beauty of that is that's the amazing part of growth. That's the amazing part of evolution. That's the amazing part of change. There was a mother, she commented in something, somehow I came across this post. There was a mother speaking on something in regards to like her daughter being addicted to social media or YouTube, a little young girl. And the reason that like hit me all of a sudden, it brought up so many other things in regards to my own experience. So if I'm the creator or see myself as, God in a sense of reflecting that back to where if we're made in an image, so how could I relate that to my experience? So that's it. We're all coming from our own perception or our own awareness based off whether it connects to pain, emotion, something on your path, on your journey. It naturally, if I talk about a relationship, if I talk about something that literally triggers or sparks something in your mind, it's something, some little inkling, something is going to remind you of something that connects whether to your past, present, and more so how it connects you to a person, individual, family member, whatever. So she asked the question like how can she get her child away from, YouTube, and she's only 4. And that immediately made me go into, from my own experience, like how would I find a solution? See, the beauty of all of this is that this is, oh my God, it's so amazing. I can talk to people about, it's like, imagine talking to a child, right? A little baby. And I'm gonna get back on that topic of how I responded to her question or her question or whatever. Imagine talking to a child and you ask them like, hey, I gotta do this today, or I had this going on, da 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 da. What do you typically, what do you think their response would be outside of the fact of what they're going through? Their response would be probably something so blunt and so authentic that it literally probably would shock us. So me going back to the statement on how I answered her question, I told her, I said, nature would probably be the best solution. Why was that my answer? I had to learn that whatever I share with people, I have to leave it there. That means you can plant a seed. That means it can be 10 million, 50 million people that sees this video. And out of that 50 million, due to someone's awareness, whatever they have going on in their life, how they focus, where their attention goes, selective hearing, cognitive distances, whatever you call it. It's so many things that plays into that. And every 50 million viewers or whatever experience is completely different of me or, for them seeing this video reflecting back to them. And that connects to whatever subconsciously their programming or what they've experienced, whatever their subconscious conditioning. So, so naturally where I'm getting at is that if, my princess see a video of me, her first response is, Daddy, or look, like, that's that someone else due to their experience with me. And it's wild that I'm saying this is because let's say I had a relationship with someone and the relationship was great, or it just was a friendship, something platonic, whatever it was, whether, you have different individuals that you were with. Where I'm getting at is how that from every individual have their idea of you. And then that idea of you is based off whatever their subconscious or what they have subconsciously experienced prior to you with father, mother, anyone else, and more so what they have experienced with other beings. And so naturally, a human experience was like we will base our perception on what we've experienced. We will give that from our perception. So the bigger picture of it all is that my solution in telling her that nature would be the best option is because of where I've gotten to within myself. Because whether she sees it as truth, right or wrong, whatever, none of that matters. She still has, as a mother, has to have the courage to make that decision, to even have the will or be willing or be open. Where am I getting at with this is that how many people we know that wants or desires to love us, to be a part of our experience, whether they're high vibrational or low vibrational. And what I mean by that is that whether you still see these people operate in the same loop that want to cling on to the idea of you, or more so that they don't want to let go of that idea that they've had. And so they want to be a part of your experience or your reality. And in actuality, can they have the courage to see themselves there? They can see in their mind's eye, but are they open? And this what comes with the mind and the heart being aligned with what you truly, or what one truly feels they're worthy of. So expressing it to the mother, I'm letting her know, like, hey, the reason I feel that this is the best solution, is that nature shows us everything about who we are, and it reflects who we are. You see the chaos, which meaning that when a storm comes or something natural happens, things are moved around, shift. Storms come, the river flows. Things are moved around constantly. This reflects to your life. Things are moved. Things are shift. There's things happening. Whether you just see with the natural eye or the physical eye, there's always something. There's never not nothing, in a sense. There's always something happening. There's always something unfolding. And this is why you hear the gurus or people always say, stay centered, or breathe, or do something to just balance life. And everyone's perception of this is completely different than mine, yours, or whatever. But in the grand scheme of the bigger picture of it all is that this is the oneness, because your experience may be your experience. That's your truth. That's your universal truth. I got to a place where I stopped arguing or looking at the fact what really is right or wrong, because some people, their truth or what they've come to a conclusion of who I am, they've accepted that. And guess what? I've accepted that that's not my reality. So in that rebuttal, that can be their truth, but that's not my experience. People have experienced you, but that doesn't determine the bigger picture. You are the author of your story. You are the author in the sense of how you choose to respond to the naysayers or to the opinions of others. So getting back to the topic of even sharing that with the mother is that I was expressing to her that, she also rebutted or responded in her response, to me saying that nature, if I could recall she quoted how, that how she became, the little baby at 4 became so addicted because someone else showed her. And in that, it's like, look at how you were shown things in life. See, I'm always bringing it back to myself, and you bring it back to yourself, because it's so easy to point the finger and blame, because we're rising as a collective and individually from the old narrative of being in victim mentality. The world is changing to where we're walking in victory, meaning that no matter what you have been through or what you have experienced, you reign supreme in a sense of being victorious, meaning that whatever you've experienced and been through, you can speak about it. You can sit with it. You can purge and go through the emotions or whatever you experience, and you still can come. You made it out. There's always something I remember. I was walking this trail with my partner. I think it was like years, whatever ago. And there were little signs that said, be a rainbow in someone else's storm. And what I always get from that is that when you're coming out of something, meaning that someone's storm, you just came out of a storm and now you're smiling again and you got these rainbows. Life is truly like that. The storms come, you need the rain for the growth. You need the storm or certain things that come to shift what you got so comfortable in. And then your shift inspires others that come after you. Now, in all of that is that the mother was saying again, like, well, yeah, if I take her outside, then, she'll probably stay out there. Exactly. Go on camping trips. See, the thing is, the beauty of a lot of this is that when life forces you out of your uncomfortability, how beautiful it is to create new experiences. That's what I become so, if I want to use the term addicted to or obsessed with, is new experiences. Because that new experience is going to reveal something within you, whether unhealed, unresolved, or face your shadow or something in yourself that, again, helps shift your mindset. Therefore, that little thing, simple little thing, opens up limitless possibilities. And it also helps you reconnect with who you truly are. The bigger picture of it all is that we're all playing a role in returning to love and rising in back into love. Me telling her, the sister that is like, again, she has to have the courage to, make time for herself and also do that for her. And this is what I feel like a lot of the beautiful moments that's happening, because, she also saying how, I expressed to her how, being on the phone, because it's a balance for everybody, because even myself, I had to do this. When I go somewhere, sometimes I won't even, sometimes I won't even take the phone, because I just feel I have gotten to a place where you be so secure within self that whatever is going to happen, there's a surrenderance that comes with that. It's like, whatever happens. Is beyond my control. I can only focus on what I can in this moment. Now, some are like, oh, that's great. No, that's my own discipline from being on it for so much and then allowing my mind, my body, and all those things to rest. See, that's no difference than these kids being on the phone or certain people. You're reminding yourself, like, you know what, man, I need to give myself a break. I need to chill. I need to do this, because you're seeing these things, taking it in, and we're not even allowing ourselves, our mind, because our neurotransmitters, our brain, we're processing thousands and hundreds of thousands of thoughts or whatever you want to call it, and getting, we're trying to focus, and then we're looking this way and trying to focus on something that, again, is truly, a lot of stuff is really becoming a distraction. So again, hey, Aries. So again, a lot of which, again, I'm just sharing this message because a lot of us, if you want to call it new age guardians, as you go through this process of transformation and being patient with yourself, not only are you re-parenting, I don't like the word parent, but basically self-care, self-love, and learning yourself. That's a huge transformation inwardly and outwardly, because you're talking about people who could be a paycheck away from a shift. This person could be, or from being out on the street. It's just so many things that I feel that is so divinely orchestrated, so we can really truly see how separated, the biggest illusion is separation, but how divided we have been amongst ourselves and other people. and how a lot of us are being called to relocate or shift or go somewhere because it's a part of the divine and natural order of things to help bring balance. This is we're being restored right now. Mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, all those things. This is restoration season. We're being restored. What I had to remind my partner, I said, sometimes we may have these things purged because you're coming to a higher level of, a higher vibration, and people start to fall away. And a lot of things, again, is just as much, a victim mentality is like assuming that life is happening to them. And in reality, life, I had to get out of that place and get away from people because so much of what energetically they were consumed by or believing, I had to learn to where distance or seclusion or really learning to be with myself. It taught me how to realize that life was happening for me. It immediately like a balance. Like, okay, this happened today, man. But you know what? Also, something greater can come from this. I'll show you something which is like one moment I had one day was, how your mind can be so caught up on, well, how is this going to happen financially or this and that? And if I let go of this, well, how am I going to live? It's so many things comes with the shift of awakening. Because you do all the things you thought that were so aligned and really was out of order was really the divine, the creator bringing you back in order with self. We're helping you restore and be balanced within self. So now you can see how life is really easy or comes with the surrenderance and allows one to really just breathe and allow things, to attract to them. You start to become those things and you be it and then you believe it and then you accept it and then you not just, you feel it. If we're surrounded by ourselves with people who naturally don't see beyond their circumstances and just want to stay there, that's like a rotten fruit, or that's just someone that's going nowhere. It doesn't matter what their career is, all of that. It's a mindset. It's an inside thing. And again, it's a process. Everyone goes through it differently. It's the beauty of it. Most importantly, it's the value. I share with that mother the importance of her going to nature because nature reflects everything, both masculine and feminine. Okay, baby. I'm going to give you a little bit more. That's okay? Okay. All right, Daddy doing the video. I'll come in there in a minute, all right? So again, the nature aspect is so vital because I myself had to learn to, thank you, baby, for the kiss. I had to learn myself to reconnect with nature and thank you for the hug and kisses, baby. So I had to learn myself to learn how to not only face. Mommy. Yes, baby. Learn myself how to reconnect with that aspect because I felt that was my best solution to respond to the mother. And again, we have a response to that. But is it really right or wrong in a sense? Who response is better? And where I'm getting at is that look at the society, how these things we have learned, whether it be where our attention goes and where truly our value lies. Is it really the value of how the answer comes across or how I respond, or truly the value in how limitless one is when you really connect with the aspect of why it is you're going to nature? Because it will show you everything about not only who we are, but everything in the bigger picture, because her imagination, the little baby, won't be limited to the, the stimulation of looking at colors and looking at little stuff that's on the phone. And in reality, there's no different. It's more vibrancy and really healthy, more healthy for everybody because it's a balance. I'm not saying not be on your phone, not do these things, but at a child that's, a baby that's so young like that and as powerful as they are right now, that in itself, and I expressed to her would be it's a discipline, it's baby steps. You got to crawl before you walk. So it's more so just sharing with her like, hey, just do this. I'm not telling you should, but do this and it'll maybe help. And she was saying how, her baby girl would like go through, spaz out. And I was like, that's natural. Because this is just like with everyone right now. The state of humanity or the consciousness or whatever you want to call it, the collective. We're all going through so many major shifts. And this is why when you hear people talk about the chosen ones and yada, 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 let me tell you what specifically that is. What I feel and what what I'm going to relay is that there's a specific role for very few. That's why they said many are called, but few are chosen. But everyone plays their role and has their value. The person on the street, the person in the house, it doesn't even matter. They have their value because both can be there just like that. Your life can change in a blink of an eye just like that. So that's what's happening, is that the people that didn't think they would be somewhere, it's happening to them. See, once we really look at the bigger picture of what the oneness really is that we all were once a child. We all, if it's meant to be for some, will be an elder. So I saw this video. It was like the guy was quoting something like something eats the ant. The cow or something eats the ant. And eventually when the cow or whatever animal goes back, dies or whatever, or the ant eats them. Basically like saying the cycle or the regeneration of life. So you see how pay attention to not only, you don't have to pay attention, literally, where your focus or what you focus on grows. So if you want to focus on having a greater life or better experience or being peaceful and harmony, I'm going to relate this to the story of like she said, like her daughter was spazzed because if she didn't get the phone, I said, chaos and creation. Of course, she doesn't want to let go of the old narrative. And that's what you're seeing right now play out. A lot of people want to grasp and hold on to the idea of you, the old narrative of you. Some people in the world want to hold on to that old job, that old career, the matrix, the old templates. Those of you that know the old cycles, they want to hold on. And some people will never know what it is to evolve, so they'll die away with that, or they'll fade, or they'll go out with that. This is what a lot of people are representing in your life right now. This is what a lot of you are, whether you are coming into your awakening or whatever you want to call it, or your awareness of who you are and what you're here to do. You signed up for this. You came here for this. So again, the bigger picture to all of it is that this is what you're seeing play out. The ones that were here, as Source will say, the first shall be last, and now you're seeing the last shall be first. And it's so simple how that looks. And I came across a video and this guy said this. He had 4 people. I'm going to leave y'all with this. He had 4 people standing in line just like this. And it's going to be so simple to do this. Now, how can you really tell who's the first? So I'll say my pinky is the first one. The first person in line if you're facing this way. The first shall be last. And just this simple. This how, in a blink of an eye, how life changed. The first shall be last and the last shall be first. Literally. That's all you got to do. And I feel like that turn is those that have turned inward and really have went inward and really faced and accepted and challenge and get to know who they truly are and learning who they truly are. Mom. Yes, baby. Mom. Yeah, the moon, baby. So really face who they are and willing to, and it's a process of how that evolves and, that's ever changing. So again, remember the bigger picture, even talking to the mother, be careful getting down, baby. Is that sometimes some of us are just here to share. We're all kind of messengers. If you're able to speak up Even the people that don't say anything. That's still a message. But can you hear? Can you listen? So take heed to the moments that are happening right now. Breathe. Go be in nature. You know, sit with yourself. Make time for you. These are the moments now. Whatever you do, 5 minutes outside of the time, be there for you. Be you for you, and realize that has a ripple effect on everyone involved. Peace and blessing. Shalom.